Hello, welcome. Let's have a look at the new extreme mission for Gilles du Reis. And yeah, this team that I'm using, it's maybe not recommended, just because it's a dark element mission, and I'm using all light element guys. So I will be doing more damage per attack, but I'll also be taking more damage myself. In this case, if you're playing a light or a dark mission, then I think it's recommended that you bring up to 2 of the opposite element, just so you can cut down on the damage that you take. But then, to talk about the mission, there are gravity barriers, laser barriers, healing walls, and then these magic circles. And yeah, this is the, I guess the 3rd appearance of the magic circles, you could say. The first one for us was in the Tower of Champions. And then next after that was, what's her face? Gilles du Reis, who's going on now. And then here for Gilles du Reis. And actually I find this one a little bit more difficult than Gilles du Reis. Just because the placement of the circles is a little bit more random. And then there's more often an odd number of circles around. So I find myself turning into a Hyoko more often than in Gilles du Reis. But yeah, to talk about the team that I'm using, first I'm using Sir Lucas Evolution. And yeah, lately I've been liking him a lot. He's got no gauge, and then he also has the Pierce lock-on shockwave, which is pretty powerful. And another character with that same bump combo is my second character, Chainbound Jack. He is a Pierce with a no gravity barrier. And he's also got a meteor strike shot, which always comes in handy. My first Hatcher monster I'm using is Arthur. She's got no gravity barrier, and then a strong bump combo. And although there are laser barriers in this quest, they're only on the enemies. So if we can get our positioning right, or if we take down the enemies first, then we can get good use out of that laser. And then finally I'm using Tempest Ascension. She's another bounce, no gravity barrier with speed up and blast bump combo. So she's a great support to the rest of my team. Okay. So yeah, the thing about playing with magic circles is that you have to kind of think about where your characters are going to end up. And I find that playing with very, very shallow angles is kind of the best way to control where your characters go, and so how often they turn into a Hyoko. Alright, so we got through that stage pretty successfully. All of our guys are in their original form. So yeah, here we'll do a very shallow angle with Lucas, just to get in between the boss and then the enemies around him. And Pierce monsters, they have an easier time of avoiding the magic circles. But the thing about this stage is that the boss and then the enemies, they do lots of damage with their attacks. And so the hearts that sometimes generate, they're often not enough to heal us, which is probably why they put the healing walls in here. And yeah, bounce characters, they generally get more healing out of the healing wall, just like we saw here. They can bounce in between the boss and the healing wall. And the Pierce monsters have a more difficult time of getting a lot of healing in. But yeah, we have just the 1 Pierce, so our hit points should be okay. And then we also have the speed up in Tempest to help us get more healing as well. Okay, so here is the boss. Not that much different from the mini-boss stages. But yeah, as you can see, the placement of the magic circles is very difficult. And yeah, with Chainbound Jack, I have to go a little bit out of my way to try to hit both magic circles, and I'm not going to quite make it, so. Alright, so yeah, first attack from the boss took a whole lot of damage, and I would like to get into the magic circles, or into the healing walls. but I also want to avoid the magic circles. But yeah, these healing walls, they don't really act like a healing wall that goes across the entire length of the wall. Because as you saw with the Tempest attack just now, she was going along the healing wall, but getting healing multiple times. Which is usually what happens with a healing wall that is like a sectional, just a part of the wall. So that's a nice little favor that the developers did for us there. So yeah, keep that in mind. You can go along a wall in this stage and then still get good healing. So. Okay, so good healing, and then we return to our original form. So that was a good turn. And then I guess I could talk a little bit about the history of the boss here, Gilles du Reis. He was a French noble, and he fought with Joan of Arc during the 100 Years' War. And that version of him is actually represented by the Ascension version of him, which looks like a, you know, healthy-looking hero type of guy. And then his pre-evolution and his evolution they represent him after that 100-year war was over. When he kind of got a bad reputation and was a child murderer and so on, and painted as a villain. And then, yeah, whether or not those claims are true or not, people are still looking into that, but yeah, sometimes he's used as a template for a villain in a work of fiction. The one that I'm most familiar with is in Fate Zero, from the Fate Stay Night series, which I recommend to anyone. It's very good. It's kind of it's like an anime version of Game of Thrones. A lot of backstabbing and intrigue. And actually in the Fate series, there is another female Arthur character. And yeah, probably this version of Arthur is based off of that Arturia Pendragon from Fate. And yeah, I love that anime series, and as a result, I love this Arthur here. Okay, well that was a little detour, but here we are at the last stage of the boss, I think. Yeah. And yeah, we'll start thinking about using our strike shots. 3. Lots of damage. Yeah, if you wanted to kind of cut down on the damage, then you would definitely use fewer light element characters. Okay, let's use Chainbound Jack's Meteor Strike Shot, clear the field a little bit. And you're probably aware, but when a character uses their Strike Shot, they are immune to the magic circles. So that can be another reason to use a Strike Shot. Okay, we only have 2 targets left, but I think we will... No. Yeah, I think there are only 2 targets left, so it wouldn't be really worth to use Tempest's Strike Shot. Alright, and this should do it. Alright, nice laser from Arthur. Alrighty, so that was my walkthrough for Gilles du Reis, and yeah, as a character, I wouldn't say he's high priority to make, but he is evolution materials for some other characters out recently, so... Alrighty, I hope that was helpful. We'll see you again. Take care.